Flappy Bird. So to get started, I'm gonna open up Xcode and go ahead and create a new Xcode project. It's going to be a game, and I'm going to call it Flappy Bird SpriteKit. It's going to be Swift, SpriteKit, and iPhone, and I'm going to hit next and finish. I'm going to add the images of the bird and the tunnel on the ground to our game and put it in supporting files. Now I'm going to go to game scene.swift, delete everything in the did move to view and touches began. Here I'm going to say, or before that, here we're going to put SK physics contact delegate. I'm going to create a variable called score, and I'm going to set it equal to 0. A variable called score label, and I'm going to set it equal to an empty sk label node. A variable called game over label, and I'm going to set it equal to an sk label node. Then I'm going to create the bird. It's going to be a sk sprite node. And then I'm going to create a variable called bg, which is background, and I'm going to set it equal to an sk sprite node. Then a variable called label holder, and I'm going to set it equal to an sk sprite node. Now I'm going to create the bird group, and it's going to be a uint32, and I'm going to set it equal to 1. Copy this and paste it 2 times. This will be object group, and this will be gap group. This will be 2, and this will be 0. 2 less than times 3. And then I'm going to create a variable called game over, and I'm going to set it equal to 0. A variable called moving objects, and I'm going to set it equal to an sk node. And in did move to view, I'm going to delete that and say self.physicsWorld dot contact delegate equals self, and self.physicsWorld dot gravity equals cg vector make 0 and -5. And self.addChild moving objects. Then we're going to create a function right here called make background. And here I'm going to call make background. And say self.addChild label holder, and score label dot font name equals HELVETICA, which is Helvetica or something. I don't know. I can't really pronounce it that well either. Dot font size equals 60, and score label dot text equals 0, score label dot position equals cg point make. It's going to be cg rect get mid x self dot frame and cg rect get mid y self dot, or this will not be cg rect get mid y. This will be self dot frame dot size dot height minus 70, and then self dot add child score label. Now I'm going to create the bird textures, and I'm going to set it equal. The first one will be the SK texture. For the up one, this one will be image named, and it's going to be called img slash Flappy 1.png. And I'm going to create the bird texture too. I'm going to set equal to an SK texture, parentheses, image named, img slash Flappy 2.png. Then we're going to set the variable for animation, and I'm going to set equal to an sk action dot animate with textures brackets bird texture and bird texture 2 time per frame is going to be 0.1, and I'm going to set the make bird flap, and I'm going to set it equal to sk action dot repeat action forever, and it's going to be animation. Then we are going to set the bird dot equals sprite node, and texture bird texture. And bird dot position equals cg point and it's just going to be cg point x and y. This will be cg rect get mid x self dot frame and cg rect get mid y and self dot frame that, and then bird dot run action, and it's going to be make bird flap, and then bird dot physics body equals sk physics body or sk physics body parentheses circle radius, and this will be self.bird or bird.size.height divided by 2. Now you can't just do this because we actually also have to set bird.size.height equals, let's just say 20. So the radius will be 10. And then we are going to say bird.physicsBody dynamic equals true, and bird.physicsBody allows rotation equals false. Bird.physicsBody category bitmask equals bird group. Bird.physicsBody collision contact bitmask test bitmask equals object group, and bird.physicsBody collision bitmask equals gap group. And then we are going to say bird.zPosition equals 10, and self.addChild bird. And then I'm going to set the ground, and I'm going to set it equal to an SK node, empty SK node, and ground.position equals CG point make. It's going to be 0 and 0. And then ground.physicsBody equals SK physicsBody parentheses rectangle of size, and it's going to be CG size make. It's going to be self.frame.size.width and 1. That, and ground.physicsBody.dynamic equals false. Ground.physicsBody.allows rotation equals false. And ground.physicsBody.category bitmask equals object group, and self.addChild ground. And then we're going to create a timer for the pipes. It's going to set equal to ns timer dot schedule timer time interval, and it's going to be 3. The target will be self, selector will be selector, parentheses, bracket, this will be called make pipes, and user info is nil, and repeats is true. And then in make background, I'm going to create a BG texture, and I'm going to set it equal to SK texture parentheses image named, and this image will be img/bg.png. And then let move bg equals skaction dot move by x, and it's going to be negative bg texture dot size dot width, and y will be 0 and duration will be 9. And I'm gonna create the replace bg, and I'm gonna set it equal to skaction dot move by x, and it's going to be bg texture dot size dot width, and y will be 0 and duration will be 0. And I'm gonna set the move bg forever, and I'm gonna set it equal to skaction dot repeat action forever, and it's skaction dot sequence, and the actions will be brackets move bg and replace bg. And after that, we are going to have a for statement. There's I, and it is a CG float, and I set it equal to 0, and I is less than 3, and I plus plus. And here it's gonna set the BG to be an SK sprite node. Parentheses texture. It's going to be BG texture. Then BG dot position equals CG point. CG point parentheses X and Y. This will be BG texture dot size dot width divided by 2 and comma Y, and this will be a CG rect get mid Y and it's going to be self dot frame and divided by 2 plus BG texture dot size dot width times I and BG dot size dot height equals self dot frame dot height. And then BG dot run action, and it's going to be move BG forever and moving objects dot add child, and this will be the BG. Now we're going to create the make pipes. So func make pipes, and